from Intercoin, who will speak to us about cryptocurrency for social good.
Hey everyone, I'm Magarshak, and last year we started a project called Intercoin, which works on something that we really saw a need for in the crypto community. Just show of hands, let me grab this real quick. How many people here, how many cryptocurrencies would you say are being used in the real world as currency to actually pay for things like a coffee or a bagel? Say 0, 0, okay. That's sort of a problem because originally these currencies were supposed to be currencies. And the original creators actually spoke about them as a peer-to-peer cash system, right? But it's been 10 years, and that hasn't happened. So cryptocurrency is not being used right now for everyday payments in the world. It is being used for online payments sometimes when you wait for the stuff to arrive, right? But if you wait for the coffee 30 minutes to do 3 confirmations, that doesn't really work. So what happened? Why are we here and this thing is not being used? Because this is what it would look like, right? The transaction fee exceeds the cost of the actual goods, and it takes a while. The reason for that is that every single transaction that happens in the world has to go on the same blockchain, into the same block. And so there's a limit to how many transactions can be done on one single network. So this is what typically happens in a blockchain. And if the network is for the whole world, well, could be a little slow. The internet doesn't work like that, right? The internet is a network of local networks, like the one where, over here, you get on your Wi-Fi, right? You don't have to trust the operators of Wi-Fi because they can't read your email. They can't send email as you, it's end-to-end encrypted, but they provide the infrastructure. You don't have to get your own connection to the backbone of the internet in order to be on the internet. The internet, as I said, is local networks. And money kind of works like that too. If I had Japanese yen here, for example, in California, they wouldn't be as valuable as they would in Japan, right? Money has a network effect that needs to be leveraged. Same network effect happens with social networks. So with Facebook, if only 5 people in Harvard are on Facebook, it's not really that valuable. If everyone in Harvard uses Facebook, it becomes extremely valuable for the people of Harvard. So Intercoin works on the same premise. It says, what if each community could have its own currency? What if each community could have its own currency and there would be some way to make cross-border payments? That's Intercoin. Our logo is a cloud because it's sort of like the cloud for currency. There's no reason why people buying coffee in New York should be on the same exact ledger as people buying a house in France at the same moment, right? So each community can have its own blockchain, and most transactions happen locally. Think about it. You go to your local barber, right? The barber goes to the restaurant pays the employees go back to the barber, and so forth. It circulates. Once in a while, there's a global payment, maybe to Amazon, maybe there's a cross-border payment, remittances, and so forth, and that is what Intercoin begins to handle. So it's, right now, if you want to do an ICO, and many people here are talking about doing an ICO, how do you do it? Usually you do an Ethereum token, right? There's been a few with Stellar. Intercoin takes a whole new approach to ICOs. You can start your own community, where you already have one. Start your own currency. Download the software. Just like WordPress lets you have a blog, it's open source, you could start your own currency and have your own open source currency. But if you just have your currency, how do people cash in and out? Intercoin helps with that. What kind of communities can use Intercoin? Well, you can have buildings, universities, Cruise ships can have a currency on the cruise ship. Casinos already have this, right? They have the chips. You have to come in, you buy the chips, and you cash out. You can have nonprofits, corporations, but then you also have countries talking about making their own currency, right? Venezuela, Petro, the Intercoin, for example. How are they all going to connect? How are people going to buy the currency? How are they going to spend it and then cash out? So think of that casino. Does a casino ever run out of its own chips? Well, you can certainly take a chip home, $1, $10. You're not going to take $1 million chip home, right? Why? Because it's worthless outside of the context of that casino. So the casino gets to control what happens with its own chips. It has a measure of control that currently cities don't have. They rely on federal currency. Some cities, like the Berkshires, have their own currency today. Bristol, England has the Bristol pound. There's very few cities like that today, because it's hard to get that started. Intercoin helps with that. Also, the other problem with these currencies is that the original founders set all the rules. So these rules play out in the real world. What happens is essentially that the currency may increase in price. There's a fundamental contradiction. If there's only one currency and the investors want to invest in those tokens because they go up in price, but why would people spend those tokens on things if tomorrow they can buy something bigger? The way Intercoin works is it lets people communities get their own currency. So if you have a community, an organization, you can do an ICO through this. Here's a university, it's got donors. The donors pay the university already. They would like to see how that money is flowing through the university, how it's being used. Intercoin helps with that. The software can actually airdrop the money to all the students as a form of basic income. Then the students spend it at the local vendors. The local vendors then cash out through Intercoin. So I have a company that's been around for 7 years. It's called Cubics. We build social networks for communities. Communities pay us tens of thousands of dollars for these social networks to be in the store for their members. They have their own apps. We can add a payment layer on top of these networks that we already have. We have 5 million people around the world that have downloaded our apps. 110 countries. That's how many countries we reach right now. And if you talk about how payments have actually happened, there's been a revolution in payments. But it hasn't been in crypto yet. It's starting to be. The revolution was that WeChat was a social network. Then it added a payment layer. Right at envelopes, and then now it's replaced cash in China. It's just replaced it at so many restaurants, so many places. People just use WeChat. Facebook Messenger added payments. Google, Gmail added payments. iMessage added payments. And recently, Telegram had the biggest ICO, right, of all time, I think, $2 billion. Why? Because they have a social network. Social network is the key, and then you add a payment layer on top of it. Again, why would people spend a currency that keeps going up in value? Right? That is a store of value. That is not something you want to spend. And VCs say this too. Okay? So on the one hand, you have saving, and that's what we have today with crypto. But we haven't achieved this. This has been achieved by non-crypto. These are all non-crypto. And that's what people are actually using. So Intercoin essentially wants to solve the actual problems of people spending actual money. And we believe that money is a community phenomenon, and that's why our customers are communities. That's why we help them to get their own currency. If you want to donate to a village, for example, it's impoverished, or you want to help people after a hurricane, you can airdrop money to the whole community. Universal basic income becomes possible on a community level. If you're interested in universal basic income, come talk to us because we're actually doing it. People have been talking about it for 50 years, both on the left and the right of the political spectrum. Here's how it works. I'm running out of time, so you can go online to intercoin.org, and you can see cities sometimes go bankrupt. Countries go close to bankruptcy because they rely on federal currency. We're here to help the federations to help their cities and their constituents be more resilient. We're Intercoin, and these are our values. Please go to intercoin.org, where you can see our white paper, our presentation, technology, and join our Instagram where you can ask us questions. Thank you very much.